What's going on, everybody? It's been a while, but I wanted to hop on real quick and talk about one of the new devices I've been reviewing for the last several months. That is the AmazFit Balance 2. Don't let the name fool you. Everybody I mentioned this watch to immediately thinks that it's affiliated with Amazon. It is not. It has no ties to Amazon whatsoever. This company is based out of China, but they are a more budget-friendly minded alternative to the likes of, say, Garmin. I think they're actively going after Garmin here, and I just want to talk a minute about this watch. I'll try to quickly go through what's in the box, and then we'll take a look at the watch, and then kind of fill out this review with a brief overview of the app. So here you have the charger, your reading materials. AmazFit includes two really nice silicone bands in the box, a black and a red. Personally, I prefer the nylon. I think it's a little more adjustable. But let's talk about the watch real quick. It has a very bright LED display covered in sapphire crystal. So this will make it extremely durable for scratching. It does pick up fingerprints a little bit just with the hard material compared to some of the other watches out there, but I don't find it as annoying as others. You have a back button and dedicated button to get to your workouts, or really it's your app list, but then your workouts. You have a digital crown. It's really nice, responsive, has haptic feedback. It functions as a select button. As I said, the bottom button is back. You do get notifications. You get full biometric readings for sleep, heart rate, fitness level. This is an official device for Hyrox. For those that don't know about Hyrox, it's something very CrossFit adjacent that you're starting to see really sweep the nation, and they have a professional level. It's really popular. They are the official sponsor of Hyrox. So the side and the bezels is titanium. This watch is extremely light. You have the heart rate sensor on the back along with the pogo pins for the charger. You're looking at around 21 days of battery life, depending on how you use it. I've been using it with the timeout function on the screen with raise to wake. And I get about 14 to 15 days, depending on how many walks with GPS and long workouts that I do. But this is up there with the likes of Garmin, and I think this is exactly what they're shooting for. To me, this directly competes with the Garmin, say, 570, and this watch is $300, where the Garmin is going to cost you $550. But I think you get very similar tracking, you get very similar battery life, you get a very similar build. And honestly, I don't think the 570 has the sapphire crystal lens on the covering. I think you have to go to the 970 for that, and that gets you upwards into $750. So the budget value of this AmazFit device for the Balance 2 is exceptional. And lastly, let's real quick pull the app out of my pocket here. Let's talk about the app. So it's called Zep app. It's borrowing heavily from the likes of Whoop and Garmin. But you see here, I have the biocharge. So biocharge is my general how I should feel throughout my day based off my sleep and exertion from the previous days. So I had a sleep score of 66, didn't have a whole lot of exertion yesterday on the weekend. So I think my biocharge at wake was 73%. I've done a pretty long stretching session and a light little workout, body weight workout, so it's dropped down to 58 with my 70% exertion. You see here, there's some AI-based feedback, my activities. I'm going to do a deep dive on PAI later, but this is a personal activity intelligence, and I think this is one of the most key features of the app, but I'm going to do a deep dive on a different video of just that later this week. You do have included food tracking that can be logged via voice, photo. You can save favorites. It's really good at picking out what you're trying to eat. And it also deducts It deducts the calories burned from your goal. So, if your goal is 1800, but you burn 200 calories, you get that allotted back for your eating, right? Then you have heart health, which I've been having to keep up with my blood pressure here lately. But this app is just really full featured. It has a lot of information. I think AmazFit does a really good job of keeping it to where everyone can understand it. I think the likes of, say, Garmin and Cento, even Fitbit a little bit, has gotten to the point of where the average user has a hard time really understanding what it's trying to tell you. And I think AmazFit has done a great job of giving that to users. So yeah, if you're in the market for a Garmin competitor, or maybe your first time watch for tracking your fitness, I think the AmazFit is a very good choice from a company that you may not have heard of. But at $300, long battery life, good screen, quality build. Does have 22 millimeter universal adapter, so you can just put almost any kind of watch band that you want that is 22 millimeters on there. If you're into Hyrox, has a dedicated Hyrox mode, multi-sport mode. I mean, there's so many things in here. I mean, there's a frisbee mode, right? But take a look at the AmazFit Balance 2. This is a watch that most people don't know about, but I think it strongly deserves consideration for anyone in the market for this kind of device. I'll leave a link in the link tree in my bio, and thanks, guys.